Here comes the Iceman from San Antonio, George Gervin, leading the NBA in scoring. But there's a newcomer on the block. Number 8 of the Milwaukee Bucks is Marcus Johnson. He's third in scoring right now. 25 points an outing. It's Marcus against the Iceman on CBS.
The NBA on CBS. Today's show is sponsored by Big Shaver, designed to give you days of close, comfortable shaves. The U.S. Postal Service, where you can begin the fun of stamp collecting with U.S. commemoratives. And by Midas and the over 1,000 Midas shops coast to coast. They're specialists in mufflers and shocks.
From the Milwaukee Arena, it is the Milwaukee Bucks against the San Antonio Spurs. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger, and if it's action you like, you're going to love this one. These two teams may total better than 250 points this afternoon. San Antonio about to wrap up a division title. Let's go to Keith Erickson and their outstanding coach, Doug Moe. Keith?
Thank you, Brent. Doug Moe. You've lost 2 games in a row. You've had a hectic schedule yesterday. What can we watch for today that'll be a key to not only today but your playoff drive?
Well, we're going to start off trying to run today, and Milwaukee's going to come out here running. They'll probably press us some, so we'll be going off passing game and trying to run. And if we don't get off good, if they start to get a little lead on us, we're going to try and slow it down.
I know that the return of James Silas has got to be a big plus for you guys.
Well, it certainly is, and we're hoping that it'll certainly improve our playoff chances also, because he's a heck of a player.
You bet. Thank you, Doug. And now for more on the Milwaukee Bucks and Coach Don Nelson, let's go to old what's-his-name.
All right, Keith. Rod Hundley here with Don Nelson. And Don, your ball club has scored 158 against the Jazz on Wednesday, a club record, and then you came back with 134, a big win against the world champion Bullets Friday night. This San Antonio club runs. Are you going to run with them this afternoon?
The answer to your question is yes. We think we have to run to be effective, Rod, but we rely as much on our after break as the patent break. We run a lot of pick downs for our guards. We use our trailers a lot because we're not the fastest team. But yes, we do have to run.
Okay, Don, good luck to you this afternoon.
Thank you.
And now we'll go back for the starting lineups. Here's Brent.
All right, Hot Rod, thank you very much. For the Spurs, Bristow, Keenan, Paul, Silas, and Gervin. Bristow, a major story with that team. We'll have more on that. Matching up against them. For the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, we've already talked about Marcus Johnson. There's a second Johnson, a rookie George. Benson, Buckner, Winters, Coach Don Nelson. Keep an eye on Kent Benson. He is finally starting to play like the Bucks anticipated when they made the big Indiana center the top draft choice in the league a couple of years ago. There he is, number 54, Kent Benson, who will be jumping against Billy Paultz. Strom, Sarr, and Wood will be the 3 officials for the game. The tap is controlled by the men from Texas, and here they come. Silas goes over into the corner. Now they roll it back, and here's Larry Keenan. He averages 22 a game for the Spurs. He's got the first miss. Brian Winters runs it down for Milwaukee. The bearded one comes all the way on the left side.
And that's pretty typical, Brandon, for San Antonio defense. Nobody came back to help up. Winters took it all the way.
And Brian Winters now forcing the steal. He is all over the floor here early as the Bucks jump off, and Winters misses. Now he's 1 of 2. Billy Paultz rebounds, and the Spurs bring it down. Silas now leads to Bristow. Bristow, the small forward. Paultz, good outside shooter.
One thing I look for in this game, Brent, is that Milwaukee, I think, will be able to stay with them for the first time in 4 meetings because their bench all of a sudden is starting to contribute. You'll see them come in with Lloyd Walton, Junior Bridgman, John Gianelli. All of these guys are capable of getting points.
Benson popped out and took the pass now from Quinn Buckner. They work the weave off Winters' foot, but he battles and regains control for the Bucks, comes back inside and dishes off now, and it goes inside to Benson. Great pass.
And that's making the difference for this Milwaukee Bucks team. They've been playing great lately. Kent Benson is really coming into his own.
Silas, 13, comes down into the right, forces up a shot, and score it, says Sarr, and he'll come to the line.
The basket will count. Great move. He is really starting to play great basketball. The 28 against New Orleans last Thursday night. Here's the play, Benson going underneath for the jam. He got the ball, almost dropped it. Hit him right in the hands down low. He finally got control and jammed it through.
Silas adds the free throw for the three-point play. The Spurs leading the Bucks by a point, 5-4. Milwaukee won't make the playoffs, but they have been a vastly improved team the last couple of weeks. From the corner, Marcus Johnson's first field goal.
Talk about a vastly improved team, and that's the reason why. Marcus Johnson has just been tremendous this year.
Well, he's
Only his
from
second year.
UCLA.
What do you expect?
And on the drive, it's Bristow, the left-handed layup. We won't ask Keith what happened to the Bruins yesterday against the DePaul Blue Demons. To the corner winners.
You know, Bristow go in there with that left hand. Good move. He was second in voting as a collegian in the NIT tournament when Virginia Tech beat Notre Dame. Get it out. John Shoemate was the most valuable player.
Milwaukee with pressure in the backcourt. The Spurs now have got it up. Nice man's looking for just a thread of daylight so he can roll one up. He's averaging right now 29.7 points a game.
One of his liabilities is his speed, but he doesn't need it in that little area right there. Ball was knocked out of bounds.
Oh, nice
The
kick.
Spurs kick it around and regain it.
Playing soccer out there.
Salas drop kicked it right in his hands. Give him an assist on that play.
Buckner now to the top of the circle. Waits for something to develop for Milwaukee. Patiently running the offense here for Nelson. Here's the rookie. Finally handles it. George Johnson short with the shot. Halts at that defensive glass. Looks strong. Silas now on the lead pass, and it's Bristow. Shoots down the baseline, and he's fouled.
Being left-handed, Brett, coming from the left side, he had to play beaten all the way. Now George Johnson, a rookie from St. John's, got the foul. Bristow, a southpaw, has protected the ball well. He'll get 2 free throws. A very good journeyman, this man.
Before we go any further, I just received a phone call from Norm Drucker on the condition of Don Murphy, a referee in the NBA. He suffered a heart attack last night during a game in San Diego. He is now conscious. His heart stopped twice out on the floor, but because of alert medical attention on the part of a couple of doctors who were at the game, Don Murphy is alive today. His family has flown out from Cincinnati to be with him. He is stable and conscious. All right, back here in Milwaukee, Benson off with the rebound. The outlet to Marcus Johnson, who comes now across the midcourt for the Bucks. They'll set it up. It's Benson. Knocked away from Gervin and out of bounds. It'll go to the Spurs.
Before you get off that subject, Brent, in the old days when Hot Rod and I came into the NBA, they never had attention like that, medical attention like that. That's one of the ways the NBA has really improved.
Larry Keenan twisting with the reverse layup for 2. 12-8. Spurs up on the Bucks. The Spurs have lost those 2 in a row on the road. Here's Benson. I'll tell you, the Bucks are getting daylight off their plays as they come down. Missed the shot again that time. Salas dribbles up through the trouble, comes weaving through for the basket.
That's a tremendous move. James Salas took the ball the length of the court, split the defenders, and got the layup.
And as a result, Don Nelson has called timeout. There's the defense being split, Rod.
Watch him accelerate right here. Go right by Winters, down the alley, lay it up and in. San Antonio 14, Milwaukee 8.
Can the 19 3/4 cent Bic shaver shave as well as a track too? We went to the Cheeks of America to check it out.
No difference. I can't tell the difference. To me, there's absolutely no difference.
In our test, 58% found the Bic shave equal to or better than the track 2 shave. Yet 4 Bic shavers are an incredible 79 cents. Why spend more when there's
No difference.
What about the price?
Big difference.
Willis Reed, basketball great. You know what he does for excitement? He collects stamps.
U.S. commemoratives are a great way to start collecting, and they're really interesting. Stamp collecting is #1 on my list, after basketball, that is.
Collect U.S. commemoratives. They're fun, they're history, they're America.
You'll be building a collection your family will treasure for years.
Start your collection with the Albert Einstein stamp at your post office now.
Hey, your muffler! Midas-size it!
Why put up with a noisy muffler?
Better Midas-size!
Midas-size your car and you'll never buy a muffler for it again. Because at Midas, if anything ever goes wrong, we'll replace the muffler free for as long as you own your American or foreign car. Noisy muffler, don't compromise.
Midas-size.
Next Sunday on CBS Sports Challenge of the Sexes, you'll see champion golfer Nancy Lopez teeing off against U.S. Open champ Andy North and more. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Directly underneath the basket to my right, a seeing eye dog with that woman right there who is listening to the game being broadcast on radio. The blackout lifted in Milwaukee, of course, so Eddie Doucette has just told her about that basket by Kent Benson. What a marvelous animal a seeing eye dog can be. And he's down there with all the action around him, just patiently, right down there, his master's feet. The Spurs come back down on the attack now. They go to Paltz. He waits out high. He's lethal as a shooter when he faces the basket. Traveling, they turn it over.
Put a lot of pressure inside. They blocked up the middle. And that forced Billy Paltz to travel with the ball.
Last night's games, you can see that Portland was the winner. The Knicks had the troubled 76ers all of a sudden. And Washington beating Cleveland by 3 points. There are the other scores. We'll have highlights at halftime. The Bucks fired up a miss. Here now is Quinn Buckner controlling the dip. Silas is out with him. Marcus Johnson is on the right, tries to get daylight, and holding him out was Bristow. There was a foul. Alan Bristow with his hands full trying to hold off Marcus Johnson. Chicago with an awful performance in the stadium last night. San Diego winning again.
Seattle's won 5 out of 6 on the road on this one trip. And they, of course, are really playing the best, probably at this moment, of any team in the league.
Johnson comes up firing, tapped up by Johnson, away from Gervin, and the rookie stayed with it.
George Johnson, a tremendous rebounder on the inside, had good position. George Gervin was in bad position to keep him off of the boards.
Knocked away from Bristow.
Yeah, when he went to St. John's University, he played high school ball in New York. He said, I love New York, before they even put the buttons out. That's why he went to St. John's.
Keenan up with, but yes. There's Strom, and there was a foul.
There's the play we saw on the other side. There, Gervin is going up with him. George Johnson was on the inside, though. Not much chance for George Gervin to come up with it.
I love New York, too.
So did Larry Kay, who played with Dr. J with the New York Nets before they moved to New Jersey and changed their identity. Keenan missing on the free throw, but Silas with control at 16-12 right now. The Spurs are up by 4 points, and they've got control. Paltz gives it off. Here's the ice. He's been quiet. Not now. Twisting in and out. And an offensive rebound by Keenan.
So we just saw at the other end. Larry Keenan came through, and it was just split down the middle. Big Kent Benson moved off to the side, allowed Keenan to come through without blocking him out.
Again, Buckner taking his time as the shot clock winds to 10. Great pass inside the mark.
That's one of those NCAA plays.
There's a play a moment ago. Keenan surprised me. He didn't put it up and in while he was in the air, but he came down with it, went back up, and still got the basket.
The Bucks have stolen the ball away from Bristow to Marcus.
He cradled it home. No question about that play.
Could have used him yesterday, huh?
18-16. Spurs over the Bucks by 2. They give it to Gervin now. Was a 6-point lead. How quick it evaporates. Back to Paltz, who was the right man in the right spot, and it's an offensive foul.
Good defensive position that time by Kent Benson inside. Here's that slammer by Marcus Johnson. Watch him cradle it up at the top. No question about it.
There's two Bulls going at each other. First the play by Marcus Johnson.
What a career Marcus Johnson has ahead of him in this league. They wheel to the left. Here he is. Marcus one-on-one, and Bristow's got his hands full.
Just about unstoppable inside. Turnaround, gave a little fake. Bristol had no chance with it.
So that 6-point lead has quickly evaporated as number 8 has gone to work, and the foul is against Benson, his first.
You know, most of the players in this league would rate Marcus Johnson the best all-around forward. And no better compliment than coming from your peers.
Down to the baseline, bad pass intended for Gervin. Buckner was in the lane, brings it back 2-on-2 to the glass, and Benson pounds away at the offensive end.
Boy, is he going after him. Knock him out of the way. Pick it up and jam it in.
Now it's Doug Moe who says, hold on, we were up by 6. Now we're down by 2 as the Milwaukee Bucks rattle off 8 straight points here before a sold-out Milwaukee arena.
That's their 29th sellout. NBA basketball at its best right here on CBS.
Chevrolet dedicates the new midsize Chevy Malibu wagon to all the new wagon people. People who shop in those great little stores, people who camp in the great outdoors, people with kids and people without, people who haul things inside or out, skiers and surfers and joggers and more. people who enjoy a useful rear door, people who store some nice odds and ends, people who enjoy lots of nice friends. They're coming to Chevy now. You should too. To a fresh new slice of apple pie called Chevy Malibu.
The Miller people promised me a case of light beer if I could keep this ball spinning for the length of this commercial. Now, I'm not one to show off, but I do just about anything for a few light beers. You see, light's got a third less calories than the regular beer and it's less filling, so I can stay loose. But the thing I like best is the taste. And I believe at this time that somebody here owes me a case of that taste. Thanks a lot, boys. See you around.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Hey, Charlie.
There's no way you can call this a regular battery. This is the Ever-Ready alkaline power cell. This is no regular battery. With a typical cassette recorder, you can't buy a longer-lasting, all-purpose power cell than C-size Ever-Ready alkaline. So when you want long-lasting energy for these recorders, think Ever-Ready alkaline.
I dare you to call it regular. I dare you.
Now we can watch Benson operate inside.
Here's a rebound. That's his fourth rebound of the game right here. Goes right back up. Second effort and got the field goal.
Look how the Spurs were all pushed out of the play down there.
Yeah, they did the majority of the shoving.
Next week, our NBA Game of the Week, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar against Dan Issel. A week ago, Denver was embarrassed on CBS by Washington. That whole organization determined to do something about it. West Coast stations will see Kansas City, Seattle. Here it's the Spurs now, and Gervin was trying to get shooting room when there was a whistle. Bill Saar and Earl Strom controlling this game, along with the third man, Tom Wood.
You might mention that David Thompson, of course, didn't play last week. He had the strep throat, but he's back.
Tell him to stay healthy, Hot Rod. We want to see him next Sunday.
Right.
Gervin now has pulled the Spurs to within one. Here he is, automatic George Gervin. Not that time. Jinx him every time, right? When you say, get back up there now, George, and hit this one.
Why do you keep talking? Because you knew we were going to jump you, and you just kept talking about it.
I didn't let you in at all. There it is. That's what I told you. Automatic. Tied now at 20. Here they come. So out of the Bobby Knight School of Basketball, Quinn Buckner and Kent Benson have looked tough here in the early going. Marcus Johnson from UCLA pops out. Negotiates room, and he's short with the shot, taken off now by the Spurs. Here's Silas with the dribble, cross court now to Keenan.
San Antonio has hit 9 out of their 11 field goals, over 80%. I have only a 2-point lead, however.
Brian Winters doesn't have shooting room, sends it back to Marcus. That quick fake goes back now to Benson, and it falls in. Boy, when Marcus attracts traffic, the other man's got to be open.
That's his strength, too, Brent. When he takes the ball to the basket, draws people to him, he can pass the ball, as you saw that time to Kent Benson. That's one of the things San Antonio does. That's one of the things that no basketball team should do is pass the ball across the free throw lane. San Antonio does it the entire ball game. That's a cardinal sin in basketball.
Foul on Buckner.
Quinn Buckner hitting Salas on the arm. Quinn, of course, a very rugged ball player, played football and elected to give up football and concentrate on basketball, where he was a high school All-American in both sports. But he whacked Salas on the arm. This kid has got a lot of good pirouetting moves, and they turn to his right to get the foul. Mike Green, Louisiana Tech, checks in for San Antonio. He'll replace Billy Paltz at center.
Green at 6'10", wearing the number 23. Back quickly to Buckner as a football player. It was at Thornridge High School outside of Chicago, a team that he led to consecutive state high school basketball championships. And the Spurs are showing perhaps some of the effect of playing on the road. A little bit tired. Silas hits this one, and they go up by 1. 4:36 to go for Doug Moe's Spurs against Don Nelson's Milwaukee Bucks. Benson now, you can see him battling his way over to the left side to try and set a screen. Here's Marcus. Pivots back. They go now to Buckner with the jump shot is short. Yanked off now by Green. His first contribution since coming off the bench. Keenan looking for daylight. Was sealed up. They wanted the offensive foul. That's what the crowd's unhappy about. Silas found daylight but couldn't hit the shot. George Johnson is off now. Here's Brian Winters. Winters down on the left. Comes clear across to the right side, and there was a whistle and a foul.
Nice move by Brian Winters again, taking advantage of that San Antonio defense, opening up down the lane. Winters took it as far as he could, picked up the foul.
Mike Gale checks in for San Antonio, so he will operate with George Gervin as James Silas sits down.
No wonder this San Antonio club gets a lot of points. They can fly, they can move, they got the skinniest players in the world. Look at that lineup: Mike Green, George Gervin, Larry Keenan. They don't weigh 600 pounds between the three of them. That's how you get points, getting down the floor in a hurry.
So Brian Winters, whose productivity has dropped off since the All-Star game, perhaps because Junior Bridgman is getting more playing time. And talking about reserves, of course, Mitch Kupchak of Washington stands high as an inside man. Junior Bridgman here, Freddie Brown out in Seattle. Now it is the Spurs coming back to attack, and Keenan misfired, and it's knocked back to Bristow.
That's the play inside by Alan Bristow. He's always in the right place. Not a real outstanding looking player, but he's always in the right place.
Tapey with the lead in the Doral Open. We'll see if he can hold on. It is off Benson's hand. He held on as he came up, and Green was underneath him, and there was a foul.
Could have been a fine along with a foul. He grabbed that rim, of course, probably to protect himself. Here's the play. He was away from Mike Green. The ball got away. Then he grabbed it back. Now watch him as he turns, grabbed the rim to hang on to regain his balance. Then he came down softly on his little tippy toe.
245-pound tippy toes. I'm surprised the official did not call a technical foul, as a matter of fact.
There's the old muscular Mark Overding, the University of Minnesota. He'll check in for the Spurs. Brian Winters will take a break. Junior Bridgman from Louisville checks in. Boy, he's playing great, averaging around 20 a game in his last few games. Good look at Junior Bridgman.
Buckner now takes Gale, and Bridgman will go with George Gervin. Gervin comes over to the left, and Bridgman must come out now. And he goes from the screen to the right side, and he scores as Bridgman was rubbed off that time.
George says, welcome to the game, Junior. Hits one right over. Nothing you can do. Gervin is such a great scorer.
He shoots about as effortlessly as anyone I've ever seen playing basketball. Just about can score at will.
George Johnson forced to come deep into the corner, throws back. Buckner tries to save it and stepped over the line. Backcourt violation. It'll go to the Spurs on the turnover.
Earl Strom making a call. It's a good one. He was right on top of the play.
Gale standing directly in front of us. He'll throw the inbounds pass to George Gervin. Gervin yells out the offensive call. Now comes to the light and takes Bridgman down inside quickly. Misfired. If they can keep Bridgman busy at that defensive end, it'll be much easier. He'll have to work hard. Buckner now shoots it to the left side. Marcus goes to the glass.
That's incredible. What a move. He put his man clear up in the third row with that fake. And I mean with speed went to the basket.
As a result, the Bucks now have regained control. Saved in the corner after Marcus had knocked it away now. Lob over. Gervin runs it down deep in the left corner. Comes in. Benson to help out with Bridgman. They go back, and Buckner reached over on the right shoulder of Gale.
I'll say that was fairly obvious foul. Buckner really crashed in there from behind. He'll take a break.
He'll take a break because he's got 3 personal fouls already.
Well, here comes a young man that has played super. Lloyd Walton, 6-footer from Marquette. Wednesday night he had 20 against New Orleans. That's his career high. Then Friday night he had 18, his second highest ever. And he can run the fast break and really gets his club moving.
He can whistle that ball down the floor as well as anyone in this league.
At the line, Gale is shooting for the tie. 28-27. Milwaukee leading San Antonio. Spurs going to wrap up that Central Division title this year. They are 42-28 on the season. So with the game tied, the Bucks come back down, and here's Walton, number 11, over on the right side. Gale watching him. Benson comes out very high. Mike Green defending him, and here's Bridgman's first shot. Misfired. Marcus had to take away as Oberding, strong man, stayed right with it. Spinning move by Gale, gets daylight, comes up on Benson. Spurs control. Keenan's open.
Nice shot by Larry Keenan that time. Junior Bridgman went up with him. Keenan moved the ball over to the left and still shot it straight to the basket.
Walton shut off from coming down the middle. Gets it back from George Johnson. Swings to the right. Oberding working hard underneath and a little too hard that time as Johnson started his power move. Take a look when we get a chance at Marcus Johnson's shoulders as Grunfeld prepares to check in for the Bucks.
Marcus will go out.
Now, look at that shoulder development right there. Look how strong he is in the arms when he comes up in between you, snaps down a rebound. Great, powerful forward. Whistle as the shot was thrown up outside by Ernie Grunfeld, and there's a foul.
Ernie can fill that hoop up, too. Former All-American with Bernard King at Tennessee. And he could shoot from deep. But he'll put him up in a hurry, too. He's not bashful.
Foul on Green. Grunfeld off the bench is averaging almost 11 points a game, with Benson coming to the free throw line for the Bucks. They're down by 2.
Benson, by the way, averages 9 points a game. He's already with 10, now 11 with that first free throw. We're in the opening quarter.
There's Ernie.
They have a great bench. We talked about that earlier, Brent. And that's why Milwaukee should be a much better ball club.
Pressure in the backcourt. Durbin will bring it up. Walton goes for the trap. So they get the ball quickly to Gale and go back to the Iceman, who came up against the pressure and misfired. Taken down now by the Bucks, who come back for the lead. Bridgman spins inside and gives it to Grunfeld. Gives it back to Junior. Middle is clogged up well this time. Benson looks a touch tired. Ernie Grunfeld swishes one. John Ginelli is the backup man for Benson. We anticipate seeing him soon because Benson looks just a touch tired out there right now. Oberding up high. It was Johnson skying for the rebound.
That rookie has done great for Milwaukee. George Johnson is controlling that defensive board.
Bridgman.
All set up by that rebound play. And the Bucks are right in the old ball game. They're up by 4, 34-30.
Oberding gives it back to Gervin, top of the circle. The Iceman swings, and he's got a chance. Pretty play as he kept going. Man hanging all over him for the foul, hit the field goal.
Look at it again. On the move. Contact made. Still regained his body control. Spun it off the glass. Perfect touch. Basket counts and lifted a three-point play.
Marvelous concentration by the Iceman that time. As he was being fouled, he kept his eye right on the target and kept on going.
What's amazing about that is, as Rod said already, he's so thin that when he gets bumped, he really gets knocked around. Tremendous concentration.
Back to within 1. Bucks ahead, and Johnson makes it 3.
Perfect give and go. Backdoor play. Walton bounced it to Marcus. That pass had to be perfect, and he threaded the needle right on the money.
As promised, an offensive show here this afternoon in Milwaukee. Oberding pointing at the clock, and they were holding on to his hand, saying, run it down for that last shot. We're inside. You can see the time right there. We go down below 10 seconds. And the Iceman with that soft layup. They go for the rebound is Green as they battle at the buzzer. Ball in. That's it. No basket. Wow. Oh, they had every opportunity.
The ball was just hanging on the iron, and the Milwaukee fans love their Bucks. Great first quarter. So the Bucks are leading 36-33 as Marcus Johnson dunked one a moment ago.
Zenith announces Super Value Days. Super values on popular color portables. Super values on your choice of 25-inch Zenith color consoles in 3 popular fine furniture styles. And an extra special value on a brand new 19-inch with color Sentry. See your participating Zenith dealer now for all his super values during Zenith Super Value Days.
The entire State Farm organization was built around the American family. The people who need their home insured, their car insured, they need health insurance, they need personal family life insurance. These are the people that State Farm has built its reputation on serving, the people that State Farm's entire system is geared to taking care of.
For your life, your health, your home, and your car, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello, I'm Larry O'Brien, Commissioner of the National Basketball Association. The NBA supports the work of Variety Clubs International, which does so much for underprivileged children. As the Variety Clubs say, no one stands taller than when he or she stoops to help a child in need. So stand tall. Give the kids in your area a helping hand by supporting your local Variety Club. Follow the lead of the NBA.
Preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Basketball Association.
based on that first period score, we are headed for about 276 points if they keep it up here this afternoon in Milwaukee.
We're talking about the great rebounding of George Johnson. He has 6 already. Kent Benson 4. Keenan Fultz and Gervin all have 3 for the Spurs.
Traveling, Grunfeld has turned it over to the Spurs with the Bucks leading by 3. San Antonio now can jump back to within 1 point. Pressure in the backcourt, so Oberding wisely comes back to help out. Big fella now brings it up, goes to the right, and Bristow dumps into the middle, and Green screens. Misfire, and Grunfeld off.
See Grunfeld get up for that rebound. That's the way Rod used to jump.
Reach up on those tippy toes and grab it.
Grunfeld had Bridgman open. He battled to save control and hit the field goal.
You know, he looks a lot like Marcus Johnson, Junior Bridgman. Got the same kind of body. That has a lot of his moves.
Silas cross court now to Green with daylight.
By the way, in the first quarter, Benson had 12 points for Milwaukee. Marcus Johnson, 12. Winters, 6. Keenan had 10 for San Antonio.
There's that play we were talking about just a second ago as Bridgman came down, almost lost control of the ball. Now watch as he goes underneath, hangs in the air, and flips it back up. Beautiful move. Good body control, as Rod was just saying.
Over the top, but still in play. San Antonio takes the miss down. It did not go in behind the glass. Bristow in the right corner saves it for the Spurs. It is Green who is coming open, and Benson met him that time. A powerful defensive move, and quickly the Bucks come to the attack.
Really a tough move. He was trying to dunk that ball, and Benson knocked it away.
Bridgman. 40-35 right now on Junior's field goal. The Bucks are up by 5 over the Spurs.
Junior Bridgman, since the All-Star break, has been averaging over 20 points a game coming off the bench.
Silas gets it back and sends it to the right side, and Gale, and here's Oberding. Taken away by Walton. He just picked him clean that time. Sails down, sent it back, and then ran it down. In heavy traffic, again it is Bridgman. Offensive rebound by Grunfeld, a little forward. So critical to the performance of a team is how that small forward plays. Remember Bobby Gross when Portland won it? Last year it was Bobby Dandridge who made the critical difference, and here he is. John Giannelli has replaced Kent Benson.
Big John, tall Salins, they call it. San Antonio, 54% of their field goals, 54 from the line. Ernie Grunfeld really muscled that play up. He's a strong forward. Went with the left hand going underneath.
Interesting stat on Ernie. He must like it here in this home arena a little bit better than the road. 11.9 at home, 9.3 points per game away.
Here's Johnson as the Bucks come back on defense now. And it is Billy Pulse, the center. John Giannelli matched against him. Taken away on the turnover. The Bucks come right back. Lead to Bridgman. Bridgman slides inside and missed the layup.
Well, that's kind of hurts. That was a perfect feed from Lloyd Walton. Caught him right in stride, but he missed the easy layup.
Here's Bristow. He was fouled by George Johnson coming across to meet him.
Watch this play as Alan Bristow takes the ball to the basket. He's left-handed, and watch, he puts it up with his left hand, which is right into the strength of the defensive player. Made it possible for George Johnson to block it.
A timeout and a reminder that next Sunday we will be in Denver. The game of the week, Los Angeles and the Denver Nuggets.
When you shoot a lot of pool and bars, you want to stay fast and loose, and you don't want to get filled up. That's why I drink light beer from Miller. It's got a third less calories than their regular beer, and it's less filling. Plus, the taste is great. And even though a lot of people don't think pool is strenuous, let me tell you something. You can work up a real good thirst, even when you're just showing off.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Got a big load to haul? Get a tough Chevy van. The 125-inch wheelbase model handles plenty of cargo. It's also got a wider sliding side door opening and wider and higher rear doors than its 2 closest sales competitors. Now, check these dimensions. Rear doors to engine, rear doors to seat, floor to roof. And look at that turning circle. Got a tough job? Get a tough Chevy van.
Chevy trucks, built to stay tough.
Because of a certain ability I possess, I've been asked to tell you all the useful shopping information you can find in the Bell System Yellow Pages. Names, addresses, phone numbers, maps, directions, credit cards, items for sale, charge accounts, deferred payment plans, brand names, regular valet parking, custom work, machine work, quantity discounts, colors, days and hours of business, insurance, bonding, deliveries, endorsements, cash and carry, 24-hour service, estimates, illustrations, years in business, same day
When you need to know who, what, where, when, and why, let your fingers do the walking through the Bell System Yellow Pages.
Thank you.
Next Saturday, the new look CBS Sports Spectacular goes to Japan for gymnastics, skiing, the marathon, and more. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports. Congratulations to Corinne and John Steinmiller. John, an executive with the Milwaukee Bucks. They were married yesterday here, and of course, Corinne had worked for the Chicago Bears. She's the young lady who put together the Honey Bears, and it was a wedding weekend as far as the NBA was concerned. John Y. Brown, the owner of the Boston Celtics, was married to Phyllis George yesterday in New York. We pass along our congratulations. Phyllis, of course, used to work on that broadcast right there, the Challenge of the Sexes. Reminder, that'll be coming up next Sunday. All right, 42-35. Bucks lead the Spurs, 9:50 first half.
She wasn't talking to a chicken up there, was she? That looked like a buck.
Follows you.
That was Mango the Buck.
Bristow hits the free throw, and it is a 5-point difference with Milwaukee on the lead. They have the basketball. Walton controlling the game. Here's John Giannelli. Lob pass inside. Bridgman again misses the shot underneath. That's two he's missed down there.
Intimidation that time from Billy.
Silas took the pass from Gale. So assist to Gale. Score the two now for Silas as they work together in the backcourt. Gervin sitting down. Kobe Dietrich is at forward, and we see that the Knicks lead Philadelphia by 2. The Knicks, of course, won it last night. Giannelli firing a miss. George Johnson runs it down now. Sends it back to Grunfeld, knocked away.
See that one coming.
See, Gale came in behind him and just knocked it away from it. Giannelli underneath.
I have a feeling that Ernie Grunfeld doesn't think that was quite as funny as you guys think. Quite a block.
Washington up by 3. The world champion Washington Bullets, and you have to wonder, can any team beat them? In the East, it could be San Antonio. They would appear right now to have the best chance, but the Bullets are rough. Silas in the hole.
Strong move by James Silas, jumping to the basket, forced the defensive man to stay on his feet. He was all alone up there, hit the nice shot.
Walton. And now the Spurs can come to within a point as they try to get the break going here. Gale is off to Dietrich, who lobs it up and in. Pretty touched by Kobe.
Big Kobe Dietrich's got his own fan club right here in Milwaukee. The chapter is here, 30 strong. That's more fans perhaps than he's got outside of San Antonio.
Walton slows down the tempo for Don Nelson's Bucks. Sets a play, comes to the left, and it'll be Bridgman.
Bridgman's a little better shooter from the outside than he is from the inside today. Missed those two easy ones. He's popping them in from the outside.
Well, Milwaukee's up 3, and a big reason, again, Brent, is that their bench is outscoring the San Antonio side. Taking nothing away from the bench of San Antonio.
Comes up, and they're back to within 1, 46-45. We have 7:37 left in the first half. At halftime, we've got highlights and also an interview with George McGinnis. Here now is Bridgman outside on the right side. Comes through the middle. George Johnson traveled.
Got a drag in that left foot before he took off and put the ball on the floor. He's a good-looking rookie, though. Well, the Spurs have 5 points from their bench, and Milwaukee with 14. That's a 9-point difference, and the Bucks have a 1-point lead in the game.
So we've got an injury timeout right now as we can take a look at the Doral Open leaderboard. Tapey, McCumber, Rogers, Kratzert, and Big Andy Bean stocking the leaders. And, of course, you're inclined to say every time you see a leaderboard, who are those guys anyway? But there are so many outstanding young golfers that no one can dominate anymore. And that's why we see a new name at the head of the leaderboard every weekend with the bearded one, Brian Winters, back on the floor now for Don Nelson.
It's like a guy I've seen on a cough drop box.
Dietrich drops it off to Pultz now, who was fouled. No travel. He traveled, turned it over. I thought that he was hit by Winters, but Winters had all ball. And the turnovers, well, the Spurs are a fast-breaking team, so perhaps you can anticipate more by them. Kevin Rastani on the floor. He is 18, handling the ball, sending it to the left side. Brian Winters double team. Sent it back cross court and out of bounds on the turnover. So the pass just sailed over there in the direction of the bench, and the Spurs can go ahead.
Big Kevin has to throw it in second gear in a hurry to get down that court, but once he's there, he's got a pretty good shooting touch.
Walton steals the ball from Pulse. With that quickness, he comes in behind Bristow and goes for a neat layup.
That's some fun. He challenged the big guy all the way. Bristow 6'7", Walton only 6 feet, went right up and over him.
Dish off now to Dietrich. Missing, but Pulse tapped it in.
One of the disadvantages of John Gianelli out there, the weight advantage that Pulse has over him. He's got to block him out. Can't allow him to get near that basket.
He throw well.
Down the miss, and Walton gives it off to Kevin, and Kevin fires high on the glass and went in.
Talking about Lloyd Walton and how great a defensive player is and what a catalyst he's been. He has 3 steals already in this second quarter.
Bristow sends it back to Gale. Silas, the Iceman, will be back soon as Silas hits 2.
Well, we talked about James Silas before the game with Doug Moles. What a tremendous advantage to have him back. He has 14 points already in this ball game.
This is Walton slowing the dribble, coming over to the left. And here's Brian Winters. He has incredible range. Walton will take it out at the circle.
That's my man, little Lloyd Walton. He's done everything. He's got steals, he's scoring points, he's penetrating, he's dishing the ball off. And Milwaukee has a 3-point lead.
Gale to Bristow, and here's Silas coming around the top of Bristow. Trying to get inside of Bridgman. Forced that one up that time. Not the best of shots. Goes out of bounds, but it came off Rastani, according to Earl.
What's the great anticipation of Lloyd Walton, picking that ball up from the big guy. Taking it down on a fast break, as Hot Rod was saying. Watch him challenge the big guy all the way down here. Taking it up and over the 6'7" man at 6 feet tall.
Right guard knows that in equally active situations, men and women don't perspire equally. Men perspire more. That's why men count on right guard. Right guard is so strong, so effective, it helps stop a man's wetness and odor all day long. Yes, men and women don't perspire equally. Men do perspire more. And that's why men count on right guard. Right guard, because men and women aren't always equal.
Is Gillette foamy thick and rich enough to halt this human cannonball?
No.
Is foamy thick and rich enough to hold back this hatback? No. Is foamy thick and rich enough to support this skydiver?
No. But if you want a clean, close shave, it's more than thick and rich enough.
Mario Andretti wins the 1978 World Driving Championship on Valvoline Racing Oil. But Valvoline is not just for winning races.
You know, stop-and-go driving can punish your family car engine just as much as Grand Prix racing. So I stick with a winner, Valvoline Motor Oil. Not only will it take the grueling heat, but it keeps engines clean. It really makes them last. Honey, aren't you driving a little bit too fast?
Mario, I don't tell you how to drive.
Valvoline's not just for winning races.
And that will be part of the CBS Sports Spectacular on Saturday. Hot Rod Hundley will be in Las Vegas to cover that game. We also have got NBA action on Friday night, again coming up on that Sunday. Right now we've got 5:32 to go first half, 52-49. The Bucks lead the Spurs, and this is shaping up like a good one.
Officially, Lloyd Walton, that I talked about a moment ago. He has 4 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. That's not bad, and he's coming off the bench.
Here's Ice. It won't take him long.
He's something else. He delivered the ice on that
guard. Milwaukee leading by a point as you watch the quarterback from in behind. Walton now. You can see the lane open up down underneath. Came over to the right, and Brian Winters fires one, and there was a whistle.
He anticipated. Keith, you used to do that. When you hear that whistle, fall down as you're shooting. As we look to Walton bounce it off.
That was a beautiful.
See, goes in the air. Good, but he had a perfect control. Now you notice he just faked it. He went falling down to draw that 2-shot foul.
You don't think the Iceman could knock him down like that?
Iceman will have trouble knocking down the ice. 6'7", 185. What is he? They say he's weighed a little more than that. I don't think he weighs that much. But that was a good move by Winters. He's at the line.
by 3.
John Wooden taught Keith that move when he was at UCLA before he went into the pros.
Irvin goes to the left and Dietrich.
John Wooden isn't taking credit for that game yesterday, I'll tell you.
John Gianelli picks up his first personal. Junior Bridgman comes in, and Walton goes out to a round of applause here in Milwaukee for his contributions. Billy Paul sends it to Gervin and tries to rub off Bridgman. They work a play. To the right, it's Gale. Rastani controls for the Bucks.
Pick Kevin. He got all the way 3 inches up in the air and pulled that one down.
John Gianelli looks in over, shoots it up on Paul.
He leads the league in fewest words said during a season. John Gianelli. He never talks to anyone, just goes out and plays.
Gale dishes off now to Keenan. The lobs are high miss. Gianelli with the rebound. Quick pass down to Bridgman. Bridgman brings it up, and again the Milwaukee Bucks now will slow it down. We've got 4:14 to go first half. An interview with Big George McGinnis of the Denver Nuggets. Lob pass inside. It's Marcus Johnson, their favorite play to Johnson, and he was fouled. He wanted the three-pointer in the
That's pretty impressive. Marcus Johnson going inside on that pass, out jumping Larry Keenan, who's a great leaper and also at 6 feet 9 inches tall.
I think he's a little mad at himself. He should have made the shot. Right here, he got away, and that real easy effort, he missed it. He was kind of upset with himself, smacked his hands together, but he'll get 2 free throws.
Dietrich in behind. Foul, Marcus.
Milwaukee's bench with 22 points, San Antonio 5.
So the Bucks have seized their biggest lead now, 7 points, and they go to pressure in the backcourt on George Gervin as the Spurs try to regain that sink and get that incredible running game going. That was all one man. Number 44 brought the ball down, slipped down the baseline, and hit the field goal. He'll try to ignite a fire now, and they can run off an incredible swing when they heat up. Gianelli goes to Rastani.
That's really an unselfish play by Big John. Could have taken a shot, and he spotted Kevin Rastani open, and he got the closer shot.
Moving in on Gale, and Brian Winters fouled him one time, and also Rastani was there, and it's going to go to Kevin Rastani. He's going to pick up his first. Both of them are right there. Ball jumps out, and Gale throws it to Dietrich. Dietrich dumps it inside now. There's the main man, 2 in a row.
Talked about concentration before on George Gervin and his shot. That time he went up and 2 men jumped to block that shot, never took his eyes off the basket.
Winters sends it back, and Marcus Johnson negotiates one-hand shot.
Like a cat. That move, that's unbelievable how quick he is. He's got you backpedaling right from where it goes. Has that man leaning back, and he got the shot.
Keenan jumps up over Marcus that time.
He just very quietly gets his job done. Mr. K.
Richmond bounces off of the Iceman. The crowd and the coaching staff of the Bucks, they say, come on, blow it on number 44. Nelson and Killalay there is Big Don. Bradley wants another foul against the Iceman. Richmond. Here's Marcus Johnson. One-on-one now, and Dietrich was alone on the other side. 62-57. Spurs trailing. Ice came in, and he was hacked from behind by Rastani.
Well, his eyes lit up when he saw Rastani was there defensively. Being at 6'7", he knew he could get a shot away. Here's the move. There's Kevin. Now Gervin, knowing he could beat him, drove right. Before he went up for that shot, he was bumped on the dribble. That's where the foul occurred. Milwaukee 62, and San Antonio 57.
When you need to rent a truck, for company business or yourself, call Hertz and rent the exact truck you need at a price that can save you money. Hertz has been adding even more new trucks, and that means more reliable trucks, from Econoline vans up to giant tractors. You name it, Hertz rents it. And if you're moving, do it yourself with the easy-to-drive Hertz truck and save. So when you need a Ford or other reliable truck, make Hertz your #1 call. There's a location near you.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places.
You're confirmed in Chicago and St. Louis, and you're going to love the ending.
Meet our people-pleasing places.
Holiday Inn hotels are #1 in the world, with the best locations near where you want to be.
I can walk.
The most popular choice of locations. We want to make you comfortable.
Holiday Inn. is #1 people pleaser.
Usually, when a family comes to their State Farm agent for life insurance, we already know them pretty well. We usually work with them on other kinds of insurance, and we have a pretty good idea of the protection they'll need. We've helped them in the past. They feel real comfortable with us, and we're going to help them if they have a problem. They know us. They trust us. We're going to be here tomorrow.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's life insurance, the State Farm way.
We are back, sold out Milwaukee Arena. The Milwaukee Bucks and the San Antonio Spurs, with the Bucks leading 62-57. Marcus Johnson so far is 7 of 11, 2 of 2 at the free throw line, 16 points. The Iceman is 5 of 9 from the field and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He has a total of 13 points, but George is 3 of 3 right now since coming off the bench in the second period. This will be his 5th free throw, and he already has made 3. And he's experiencing a little difficulty at that line. He needs somebody to jump over there and hang on him a bit. He needs to hit it easy.
Irvin averaging 29.7 a game, makes the second.
It's a 4-point Milwaukee lead with Brian Winters coming up on Gale and going to the right. Bridgman gave it up to Ginelli. Taken down by Larry Keenan of the Spurs. Puts it on the floor. Their forwards can bring it down in a hurry once they get going. Bristow and Keenan. Here's Durbin. Got Bridgman in the air. Missing. Ristani is out to Brian Winters. Winters looking to his right. Comes over that side and pull up.
Got a mix right there at the top of the lane. That's where most of the guards that run the fast break want to get to. Right at that lane. Top of the circle, pull up, take the jump shot. And Winters does a great touch on that jumper.
Bristow with control for the Spurs. Marcus giving him room. Bristow will come around, and Bridgman now switches off. Marcus matched against the Iceman. Gervin swings inside, and Ginelli was there, and there's a foul.
George is so tough with body control that time. He went in between big John Gianelli and Marcus Johnson, and he is so thin, he could just slip right through those guys. Let's watch him get trapped now. Marcus and John Gianelli will come over. Not much room right there. He tries to sneak right between them. He gets the foul.
He doesn't need much room. He's got that 32-inch waist. He knifed his way right in. The old snake at the line. He's been a busy man.
Missing the first one now, he comes to the penalty. He can pull San Antonio to within 4 points. As standing, Brian Winters, here they come. At halftime, we'll have highlights. We'll talk about next Sunday's game of the week on CBS and an interview with George McGinnis. Steve Jones did the interview. Bridgman misfiring, taken down by Alan Bristow on the move, trying to come off. Lead pass now to Gale. Gale goes to the right, and Keenan. Milwaukee is getting back quickly on defense. The Spurs are setting up more than they thought they would have to. They're back to within 2. Look at the defense the Bucks are playing. 6 steals already. Bridgman.
That's great to have a player like Bridgman. 6'5", 6'5.5", and he moves like a small man and a deadly shooter outside.
Great pass underneath by Dietrich, who went to Bristow, missed the shot. Bridgman loses control, knocked away, and here comes Bristow. No foul. Going to be an easy layup.
Again, Larry Keenan down there, but he says, out of the way, big fella. I'll take these 2.
I think there's some blood up there where Junior Bridgman went down on the floor.
Here's the steal. Knocked away, came back, picked the ball up, fumbled it. And then Alan Bristow picked it up and had the easy layup.
Looked like Dick Butkus put him down on that play.
Bridgman missing. Stani couldn't hit the offensive glass. And here comes Larry Keenan looking for maneuvering room. We are now deadlocked at 66. Tied as the Bucks come back.
He actually got caught up in the air. I don't think he wanted to take a shot, and he was forced to. He was coming down through it at the basket, and the darn thing went right in.
Once you leave the floor, there's only one thing you can do when you're in that situation, put it up. 10 seconds. John Ginelli, and there's going to be a... That's a technical.
Little zone defense. Old duck mode. Jumped up. He didn't like that.
The technical assessed against San Antonio for that illegal zone defense.
Milwaukee keeping their free throw percentage perfect, 13 out of 13. San Antonio is 12 for 20, 60%.
San Antonio would have opened up a good lead if they could have converted at the free throw line.
Brenner's paid the technical. Now they'll look for the last shot. 3 seconds.
Lob to Marcus, who tried to tap it in with time running out. There it is. So we've got a good one brewing here in Milwaukee. We'll show you highlights of the Los Angeles Lakers in their comeback victory over the Atlanta Hawks. And we've got an interview with Big George McGinnis, all coming up on CBS.
This is it.
This is it, America, new Chevrolet.
America, if you're looking for a full-size car that goes easy on the gas
This is it.
and easy on the road,
This is it.
a car with all kinds of room inside,
This is it.
the new Chevrolet, a new generation car bought and embraced by more than 1 million people in its first 2 years. Caprice and Impala for 1979.
This is it, America, new Chevrolet.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hello, Constable.
Hi, Dad.
I heard a rumor you finally passed the bar exam.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Frank?
Frank will have the prime ribs and a couple of Lowenbrow.
Prime ribs. Lowenbrow. What are you doing?
Buying dinner for the guy who put me through Boston.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Just the good friends.
Oh, Reb, how am I going to keep this place warm in winter and cool in summer?
Frankly, Charlotte, I don't give a hoot.
I do for Charlotte. Dave Lennox. And energy-saving comfort's my game.
I see.
This innovative Lennox heat pump heats and cools at 2 different speeds.
I declare.
Runs on energy-saving low speed most of the time. On high speed only when needed.
Like 4 units in one.
And only your independent Lennox dealers got them.
Attaboy, Dave.
Head and Shoulders doesn't have it. Selsun Blue doesn't have it. Only Denerex has it. An extra relief medicine to stop dandruff itch. You can feel it tingle. All 3 have one medicine for dandruff itch. But only Denerex adds a second medicine. An exclusive anti-itch medicine many dermatologists recommend. You can feel it tingle. That's extra relief medicine. And only Denerex has it. Denerex stops dandruff itch with extra relief medicine no leading shampoo has.
At halftime, the Bucks leading the Spurs by a point. And, of course, next Sunday, we'll be checking in with Denver and Big George McGinnis, who had this interview with our Steve Jones.
This is George McGinnis, the talented power forward of the Denver Nuggets. Always in accord with himself, if not always with the powers that be.
You made me cry when you said goodbye. Ain't that a shame? My tears fell like rain.
This is George McGinnis on his day off. George is a collector of antique clocks. Where have you found the most antique clocks?
England. I think that the English clockmakers were probably the most talented of all the clockmakers, and also the Dutch. But basically, I'm interested in the English makers.
You want to get us in trouble by just limiting us to the Dutch and the English. Are they very valuable, these clocks?
Oh yeah, they can be very valuable. There is a clock. I was at a sale in London this summer called Christie's, and there was a clock about the size of my hand that went for over $100,000. It was made by...
Let's take a look at that. That's a pretty big hand there, huh?
Made by a guy by the name of Thomas Tompion, who was probably the greatest clockmaker of all time.
Playing basketball, how much time do you get to spend at antique clock collecting?
Well, most of my time spent, looking for clocks and trying to find rare clocks. During the summer months, because the season's so long that we really don't have time during the season.
Obviously, your free time is not spent just in antique clock shops.
Basically, I'm an outdoors person. I like the outdoors. I have quite a few horses that I've had for about 6 or 7 years now that we breed and raise and sell and things of that nature. I enjoy boating, skiing, just being in the outdoors.
You water ski?
Yeah, quite a bit. I'm very good.
Well, is there anything you're not good at? I know.
Well, there's a lot of things I'm not good at.
George, you seem so calm here, and yet you're so emotional out on the court. You're always jumping up and down. Why the difference?
Well, because I think that, athletes are taught that there's only one way of doing things, and that's to win. And, you're always made to feel that when you lose, that it's a terrible thing. And I think that it's just something that's been bred in me for as long as I can remember being involved in athletics. I don't think that I'm that emotional off the court. I just, I get involved, I get angry, and I think a lot of players are like that throughout the league.
You rant and rave at the officials. Are you really angry?
I'm legitimately angry because, when I play to win. And if I have someone, an official, make a call on me, which I don't feel is right, I'll usually say something. And I think most players are that way.
You limit those words to yourself or also coming to the aids of your teammates?
Well, also to the aids of my teammates because my teammates' performance depends on my performance and also the outcome of the game. So it not only involves me, it involves our whole team.
Well, George, we want to certainly thank you for coming out. We know that you'll be a basketball player for some time. We don't know about these antique clocks, however.
Well, thank you, Steve. It's really been nice talking to you, and I just wanted you to know that you're going to be a big, big star one day.
As you've seen with one of the real stars in the NBA, with George McGinnis, emotion is a big part of his game. He's also found a way to find peace within himself away from the arena.
We're at halftime in Milwaukee with the Bucks leading by a point, and the NBA on CBS will continue after these messages from your local station.